Banca Transilvania susține SHERO.
Even a failure can be a strength. You have to sort of let that go because that wasn't meant to be, and you have to, stay positive but not worry about stuff too much. So John Lennon said, life happens when you make other plans. And so basically I was somewhere and I was meeting people and, and everyone says, it's really easy for children, especially when they're young, to move countries and to go somewhere else. But actually, it's not that easy because even small children understand, that they are sort of used to people and used to friends. And I love people, and I love sort of hearing other people's stories as well. And I love sort of bringing people together as well. I absolutely love it.
Salut, dragii mei! Ne revedem pentru o nouă întâlnire SHERO, o întâlnire excepțională, dar mai întâi o să vă spun că suntem în sfârșit în casa SHERO, în noul studio al podcastului și într-un loc care pentru mine înseamnă acasă și care va însemna acasă pentru multe proiecte sub numele acesta de SHERO și pentru voi toți cei din comunitatea noastră. Întâlnirea de astăzi este una foarte, foarte aproape sufletului meu, deloc întâmplător, cea cu care inaugurăm noul nostru studio, și este o întâlnire cu o persoană care a marcat remarcabil tot ce înseamnă viață culturală în București și în România, și vorbim despre soția ambasadorului Marii Britanii la București, Lucie Portman, care a acceptat să vină cu emoție la acest podcast, în care o să vă spun o poveste de viață excepțională. O să vă vorbească despre felul în care cu grație a strâns în jurul ei, în reședința ambasadorului și nu numai, tot ce înseamnă lume culturală și a modei și a artei din București și din România, pe care o încurajează și pe care o coagulează, ceea ce este foarte important, și în același timp atinge tot ce înseamnă zona aceasta a binelui și a datului înapoi din partea tuturor. You so gratefully marked the cultural life of Bucharest and of Romania, and that I admire you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Lucie Portman, thank you very much for accepting this interview.
Thank you very much. Mulțumesc foarte mult.
You know a few words in Romanian. You want to try say something?
Yeah, mă numesc Lucie Portman. Sunt soția ambasadorului Marii Britanii în România, Giles Portman. Eu locuiesc în București cu soțul meu. Noi avem 2 copii. Copiii noștri locuiesc și studiază în Anglia, în Bristol și în Londra.
Thank you very much. Mulțumesc foarte mult, foarte mult. Când ai început să înveți română?
So I am learning Romanian at the moment. For about a year now. I love the language, but my problem is that I don't have a time to rehearse and to learn new vocabulary as well.
You should try it with us, our friends, your friends. We are always so stressed that we will not speak English so good for you. So you should try.
I know. And
you should use us.
And that's why I wanted to say a few words in Romanian as well, because, it's such a beautiful country, and I really appreciate that you invited me here, Alessandra.
I'm so happy that we're together, and I think you have a lot to share. We will talk about your life, that is amazing, and it is very much close to the Romanian and the Eastern European story. But before that, I feel that your whole life is under the motto of don't take yourself too serious. You are smiling all the time. You are happy and funny, even I don't know, in difficult times.
I love that you think so. I try to. I think always a life can be so difficult, and you should always be kind to people because you don't know what the people are going through. So that's why I try to smile, and I love people, and I love sort of hearing other people's stories as well, and I love sort of bringing people together as well. I absolutely love it. So that's what we do in our residence, and we try to sort of bring people together who would not normally meet. And try to have a good time as well.
It's your art. It's your art to put people who doesn't really have a lot in common sometime, or doesn't know each other, and to help them find links and ideas that connect them. But now let's go back. You are Czech, and you were born in Prague.
Yes, so I was born in Prague in the middle of communism. So it was, of course, Czechoslovakia. And, I was raised in Prague. So I was 15 when the revolution when the revolution came. My family is also very interesting because my great-grandfather was minister of economy in the first Czechoslovakia under our first president. And he was sort of very famous economical figure and politician as well. So he was the rector of National Bank and a rector of Charles University, etc., etc. So when communists came, it was obvious he cannot stay in the functions anymore. So he resigned, and he was forced to move out of Prague to this little village in the middle of nowhere. And, the communists were switching off electricity for him. And
basically lost everything.
All the, of course, properties and stuff. And he couldn't even sort of write his books in the evenings because they just didn't want it. And so, I do know how it was a little bit during communism as well. And because of that, my family was persecuted as well. My father couldn't study. My grandfather emigrated to Canada in 1948. When, of course, Russia invaded Czechoslovakia in 1968. Then my aunt and her family emigrated. And actually, Romania was the only state
That's true.
which condemned the action. And that is amazing.
Yeah, in fact, in our history, that is a moment very, very, very important because we stood up. But in the same time, I want to come back to how you felt when we come to Romania, because we have similar stories, and you understand very much of our type of looking at the world. And
yes, I mean, so when we learned that Giles is going to be the ambassador here, we were excited. It was Giles's first choice, and we were really, really happy that we will come to Romania. But at the same time, we didn't know what to expect. I never visited Romania before. I don't know why. I just never did. And during communism, we were going with my family for you were allowed to just stay in a Eastern Bloc, and so we were going to Bulgaria. To the sea, but never to Romania. And, I do feel, and when I listen to people's stories about Securitate and how hard life was here, I can emphasize because I had it, or my family had it, in a certain amount as well.
You know what persecution means.
I do know.
You perfectly understand from the family stories what really happened there.
And you were told that, you cannot stand out. No one could stand out during communism. You had to be one of many, which I don't think that people from the West, if you say that, understand. But we understand that very well. There is an amazing story, I think. I don't know whether it's 100% true, but my family emigrated to Canada, not my father. But there is a story in 1968 when the tanks came and when it was obvious that the regime will stay. my father and my mum basically sold their property, gave it to other people. They bought a ticket to Canada to emigrate as well. And but because my father was a really big fan of Apollo, the space rocket, so he was waiting for the Apollo to go to space, but it was being prolonged. The start was being delayed, and the first day, and when the Apollo 11, or I don't know if it was 11, but when it went to the space, it was the first day when the borders were shut, so he couldn't go. So, so I understand that people, wanted to sort of live a free life, but I also understand how important democracy and peace is.
You stayed in Prague until you were 25?
So
you've met there, Giles.
So I met Giles there. This is like another really nice story. So I was 24. Long time ago.
Just 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. And I responded to an advert in a newspaper. They needed someone in a press section of the British Embassy in Prague. And so, and they invited me for an interview, and here I come. And Giles was one of the people who interviewed me. And can you imagine, vă puteți imagina, I didn't get the job.
Have you ever forgive him for that?
I have, because I got a better job through them, based on recommendation, and I got a job with the EU delegation in Prague.
Okay.
So this is how I met Giles, and and we were basically in Prague. So he was a young, dashing diplomat in the British Embassy in Prague, and I know that lots of women were trying to sort of meet him, and he was single and everything. So it was really exciting.
Young single,
yeah. And then I got a job in Brussels. One of the first Czech people.
You were built to work and wanted to work in diplomacy. That was your plan.
I just want. I mean, it wasn't my plan. It just somehow happened that I started to work for the delegation of EU in Prague, and then through them I got a job in Justus Lipsius building in the European Council in Brussels. So that was also a very precious time, because not many Czech people were there. And Giles got a job in Brussels in EU representation, the UK representation.
So it was kind of faith for you to... It was
kind of faith.
All the time work in the same city, at least.
Yeah. And he was actually working on Romania's accession to the EU. So throughout our life, Romania was always sort of somewhere, so we stayed in Brussels, and we got married, and then Giles got a job in Ankara. He was a deputy ambassador in Ankara, in Turkey. And we already had Emma, who was 8 months when we moved to Ankara, and my son Matti was born in Ankara as well. So we spent 4 years with the small children in Ankara.
How was it?
So Turkish people love small children, babies. Sometimes, when you go in the European cities, when you go to a restaurant, people don't want to hear children. But in Turkey, it's the opposite. They would come to you and they would say, "Oh, mashallah, and this is so nice," and everything. So
it was helpful. It was
very nice.
Putting
time
you at ease
in our life. And Turkey is an amazing country as well. You have Cappadocia, you have Bodrum, border with Syria. It's a fascinating country, but there was, we were living in a compound, and we were guarded 24/7. So that was Turkey. But if I can go back to Brussels, because I didn't actually finish what I wanted to say, after working for the council, I got a job in the European Commission in a DG employment, and your commissioner Roxana Minzato is leading the social affairs portfolio now. And then I worked for the Parliament, European Parliament in Brussels, where I got one of those contracts which were indefinite, It was really exciting times as well. If I stayed there, I would, still be living there, and I would do exciting things. I was working for AFET committee, which is the foreign affairs committee. So we, you met amazing people. I met Dalai Lama, but then, Giles got a job in Ankara.
How was the decision to leave your career and be the wife and the mother, which are roles that are very, very important? But it was a decision.
So on some level, it was really, really hard because, you now are working for an institution which you believe the values and it's an interesting job. But on the other hand, what is your life without your family? It was a hard decision because also, as you can imagine, diplomatic life, you have to move every 4 or 5 years. It's hard. And everyone says, it's really easy for children, especially when they're young, to move countries and to go somewhere else. But actually, it's not that easy because even small children understand, that they are sort of used to people and used to friends. And you have to start from scratch every 5 years, somewhere new. And after Tokyo, our children were really sort of sad, and it took them a while to settle in their in the new place. So it was a hard decision, but on the other hand, it was an easy decision because I wanted to be with Giles and I wanted to be with the family.
But it's hard. Also, was that a period when you had to use your already famous smile and optimism and show optimism, because you had to be the glue that keep all the family together, isn't it?
I think you're absolutely right. I think that in our particular position, I couldn't be with Giles if I didn't sacrifice or give up what I had. It's just not possible. And, to support him and, to follow him, it's not the easiest thing, as you can imagine, but, it worked for us. And, I have to say that he as a person is very supportive, and he's not afraid to support strong women as well. And, my idea. So he's really, he made it easier, I would say.
You're such a beautiful family. And I think it's a sign of a strong will and a very strong woman when you can make this decision, because it's the natural one to be with the man you love and to be with your children. What's the most difficult thing you feel when you go in a new city, a new country? How do you start everything? In Romania, you managed that in 2 years. You already have friends here, real friends. You coagulated, you raised a group of people, and everything is on you, in fact.
Thank you. I mean, so the hardest thing I have is to be separated from my children. They're 19 and 17. But we are very close as a family. And, 2 years ago, my daughter was 17 and my son was 16, and they had to be boarding in the middle of London alone. You know what I mean? It's not an easy decision. It's not an easy life for them, because I could still be there with them and I could still share their problems and their worries and, but their happiness as well. So, So that is just so hard for a mother, but also for me in particular. But thanks to Skype, FaceTime, and other stuff, we do keep in touch quite a lot.
Is the nest empty?
The nest is. I mean, we feel that we are together in spirit anyway. And if my children know that if there is a problem, if there is a serious problem, me or my husband will go and see them immediately.
Will fly.
Yeah.
Without the plane, you will just
run.
fly. I know the feeling. Now, what's the most ridiculous piece of protocol you've accidentally broken? Let's say if you remember something, and how quickly did everyone pretend it never happened?
Oh my goodness. I mean, there were probably loads, but I don't know if it's a gift, but I tend to talk a lot. So, when you call someone a different name, not the protocol name, for example, it's always a little bit of a problem. But I cannot, if I do a mistake like that, I just sort of talk through it and
and go and
make it disappear.
It happens.
And it happens, and I think that we are human, and of course it happens. I think that's exactly what you said. You can't take yourself too seriously, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have some sort of mission in our life. And so what when you make mistake, so my mom doesn't want to speak English because she makes mistakes in English and she thinks that everyone's laughing at her. And,
different generation.
It's a different generation as well. But I don't care about that sort of stuff, because even if I make mistake, everyone knows that, I mean, not in English, but in Romanian or in French, everyone knows that I am, foreign. I'm not a native speaker. So I just think that you need to try, and you need to show.
It's more appreciated the way you try to do something, and people understand. And if you say, "Okay, I make mistakes,"
and vulnerability is actually a positive side. People will appreciate vulnerability more than if you're just perfect. I don't think anyone is perfect anyway.
Definitely. That's what I'm saying on Instagram. I'm not perfect. I'm unique, definitely. Your Instagram looks like an art magazine and such. Everything looks so beautiful. Is it something less perfect about diplomatic life that never makes the Instagram photos?
As I said, diplomatic life is quite privileged on one side. You do meet amazing people. You can support amazing causes. But of course, there are negatives about it. You're not with your family. Your children are away. Then, I have my mum who is getting old, and she wants me to be with her. So you constantly sort of juggle the family life. You juggle how to do it the best, and you're in a public life. Sometimes you don't feel like it, but of course people don't really care that you don't feel like it. You know what I mean? You do have to be yourself and be happy most of the time. What was the question?
Who remembers? I was asking you what's not Instagrammable from the diplomatic life. That was the question. But basically, you gave me on a silver platter this idea I believe very much, that you have to be yourself. And this is what, in a way, surprised me when I met you, because when you know that you will meet an ambassador family, you all the time feel like you have to be very aware of every gesture and don't make a mistake. And then you make everything so natural. Even if you make a mistake, who cares? Life is not
so
about
short,
that.
And we do have to enjoy every minute. And that is one of my other mottos. Be kind and enjoy life. And if you can, no matter how small your voice is, you just need to help. And there are lots of projects or charities. The British Embassy, Giles and me are promoting and trying to help. And I take it as a privilege, and I take it as the positive of the diplomatic life, that you can actually do that. And you can basically put together diplomatic life, good cause, and make it fun.
Not the ambassador, but close enough. That's the motto on Lucie's Instagram. You can look at her Instagram. I will take it one by one. Fashion show. Why?
So
you organized a sensational fashion show
you.
At the
residence.
The residence.
Yeah. So again, like everything in life, I think So John Lennon said, life happens when you make other plans. And so basically I was somewhere and I was meeting people, and, it was a Christmas party, and I met Cristina Batlan, who obviously is very well known, a Romanian entrepreneur. And, she's very bubbly and she's very tough, and so we got to speak and became friends. And I don't know whose idea it was, but basically I said, let's make something special. And she said, what about a fashion show? And I said, yes, but why don't we make it here in the garden? And then she said this. And so basically, and I wanted always to do something for Romania. And I wanted to do something maybe people don't expect from the wife of any ambassador to do. And I had this unique opportunity to do it with Christina, who is amazing. And I couldn't have done it without her, because she had all the contacts as well. So we invited few Romanian brands. We chose few exceptional women who are normal women, but who are in some ways close to us, or we wanted to say thank you to them, how strong they are and everything. And we had normal models as well. And we created this event, which I think was so nice, and people were so surprised, and it raised awareness. And we are actually planning a second edition in May. I very much hope that you will be one of our models as well.
I will be. At the first one, I was not able.
Fantastic, Sandra.
I will be there, and it was normal and glamorous in the same time. And this is your magic. And then design in the embassy, in the residence. You made one more step with changing some rooms. Tell me about that.
Thank you. So I have to be very honest with you, Sandra, because that was all Giles. Credit where credit's due. So basically what happened is that, I started it in a way because I'm very much a fan of interior design. Mm-hmm. And there is a show on BBC which is called Interior Design Masters, and I'm forcing my family to watch it every year. And Giles says, no, and it's boring anyway. And I forced him to watch it. And in the final, John Cooper, who later won, was using this amazing wallpaper. And he was saying, well, I ordered this wallpaper from Transylvania, from Romania, but it hasn't arrived. And it's a key part of my design. And, basically there was sort of build up, who's going to win. And then the wallpaper arrived and he won. So what Giles did, he invited John Cooper together with Mind the Gap, who are the creators of the wallpaper. And they did a magic in our guest rooms in the residence, and they completely changed it.
I saw the pictures. Fabulous.
It's fabulous, yeah. And that's another thing, I think.
And that's the power of the wallpaper. Here we have Vladila wallpapers. Beautiful. They are famous, and they are very much respected worldwide. Mm-hmm. They're Romanians. Mm-hmm. And Oana is very, very, very creative. So Again, the magic of a wallpaper.
Yeah, the magic of Romanian wallpaper.
Of Romanian wallpaper,
yeah. And so, this is another event, which is an example how you can bring UK and Romania closer together, because it's a little bit thinking outside of the box in diplomacy. It's a cultural diplomacy, but it's soft diplomacy. You put together people, again, which they may not sort of meet usually.
But you're too modest. It's again you. It's the way you are building the ideas and the right moment and the right show and everything. Yeah. So what's next? From this point of view, what's next?
From this point of view, what's next? So
if you have something planned beside the fashion show,
I do. So the fashion show is my main sort of focus for the coming months, to sort of find the support and to deliver it and to make it even better than last year. But I also would like to do together with Giles and the British Embassy, of course, an event for each of the historical parts of Romania, showcasing, local traditions, maybe local costumes, food, local produce.
What's a representative for each of the regions?
Each of the regions, of the historical regions. So that's a big project, and we have to sort of still shape how to do that. But I think maybe ask starting designers as well to show their work and then invite the international community here in Bucharest and the diplomatic community and make an event out of it. So that is one thing. We will also be supporting charity event for a hospital, but watch this space. We will announce more details in January. So we have sort of loads of really, really nice events planned. And the other thing I want to do is Midsummer Night Dream event, which would it's a really lovely tradition in the UK. You watch it's in the gardens or out in outside, and you watch maybe parts of Shakespeare plays, and you have a picnic, and so we are working with British schools on that. So each of there are amazing British schools here, by the way, and each of their students, they will do a little performance, and I want to also ask a Romanian school to do a little performance as well. And there is a Craiova Shakespeare festival, so I want to ask them to be a part of it as well.
So you have a lot of plans. And now coming back to you, are you a feminist?
I think that I am. Yes.
In a traditional way, or I'm not in a traditional way. I will make a confession, which means that I'm not saying we need to create a space for women. What I really do, I cherish what all of us has to give, and I am fighting for equal opportunities for every woman and every man. And this is, I think, a form of respect even greater for women than it is just to say, I'm feminist, we need to create a percentage. Yes, a percentage, but perhaps we need to have 100% women. So I'm a feminist in a way.
No, I understand it completely. So, I think that men and women can work together very well, and they can complement each other, because it's like in family as well. Men and women complement each other very well if the relationship is equal. And I love supporting strong women. I met loads of them in Romania, yourself included. And as you say, equal opportunities is one of the
essence. Is the
which
essence.
we have to. And today is actually International Day for eliminating
the
violence against women.
We are filming this podcast. You will see it 2 days after, but we are filming exactly on the day in which we all need to fight against violence in families and against women. Are you involved in that? What do you think we can do more?
So we support Casa Ioana, for example, which is a British, originally British-based charity here in Romania. Casa Ioana does amazing job in supporting women who were victims of domestic violence. I am a woman. I strongly believe that every woman has a right to feel safe at home. Every woman has a right to feel safe at work and to thrive at work and be respected. So, of course, I'm involved in that in the sense that, I think that there should be lots more things to be done. And, education is the key. There is a campaign.
What have you told your daughter about that? She's big now.
So
you need to explain. I'm trying to explain to Sarah. She's 6.
Yes.
Everything about how she needs to understand that when she say no, it's a no. That she doesn't have to accept violence in any way.
And also, even a small sort of silly joke in a playground made by a little boy can be hurtful and can sort of start that thing. So I think that education is key. Our children, in the UK, you do have a health and sex education, and they're really much educated from their school, but it's also the example you have to lead. You have to condemn, you have to explain that this is not okay. Belittle girls and women in a mean way is not okay. And so I think it's the education of young age, which really matters
for
as well.
boys and for girls.
Boys and
it's not
for girls.
Only for girls.
You have to respect each other. The respect is crucial, and I think that you do have to realize that femicide, of violence against women, that's not just a problem of that family. It's a problem of whole society. Whole society is affected by this, and Giles and his colleagues in the British Embassy hosted an event in the residence, and politicians across the parties and other organizations like Pentru, Filiu, and Casa Ioana, they were all invited to talk what can we do more in this perspective, and how can we sort of help fight this sad statistics.
This is something in which all of us should get involved and do our part and try to change it and try to educate, and the authorities and each of us. Now I will take you to the bright side again. What's your favorite Romanian dish?
I've got loads.
Tell us about. Are you cooking also?
I'm not cooking much here, but Me
either. So we are two in this boat.
Well, my husband's happy about that. I do love loads of stuff. Like I like mici, I'm like very classic sarmale. I like you have fried cauliflower, and so like absolutely adore. Fried cheese. I mean, like loads of stuff. And that's what I love about Bucharest as well. That you have, and the whole Romania, you have lots of like very good restaurants here, and the vibe of the whole city is just so nice and vibrant. We are really lucky to be living here. Like especially in our quarter, so we live in near Herăstrău. Herăstrău is such an amazing park. We go there all the time. And one place which is very special I would like to mention is Mare, which is the Museum of Modern Art. And it's another strong woman I support, Joanna Enake, who basically builds. She's the director of Mara, and she built this place, which is like a cultural hub, with really, really high quality of exhibitions, which change every 3 to 4 months. And and so I love this about Bucharest as well, that you have special places all over.
Your favorite place in Romania you visited already?
So people do ask me what's my favorite place in Romania, and I always say I can't tell, because I love traveling here, and everywhere I go I find my special place. I love Danube Delta. I love Transfagarașan. Viskri and the Saxon villages, of course, amazing. But one of my favorite places in Romania is Brașov.
Nice.
I really
You've just been there to a hospice gala.
Yes. Another charity, and another strong woman I like to support, Mirela Nemtanu. She's the CEO of a UK, originally UK-based charity. So all these British people who basically came after revolution here in Romania, and they started these. They just wanted to help. In this case, is Graham Perrell. And what's great is that now they are run by Romanian people. And what hospice does is very unique, because it's focused on palliative care. They have 3 hospitals, and they're building extensions. And this is the positive of our diplomatic life, that we can voice our support and support a good cause like that.
How often do you get a time to get off the diplomatic coat and just be yourself and indulge yourself, and what that means?
Do you know, Sandra, I actually cannot divide those two people. I am myself, and I am myself in the diplomatic world as well. I just have to be myself. Otherwise, it would just not work. But I have to tell you that if there is a free evening in our calendar, oh my goodness, it's just so nice.
What would you say to people who speak negatively about Romania, British or non-British?
I think that it's a prejudice. They don't even know what they're talking about. I would say come and visit Romania, go and travel, speak to the people, meet the people, and you will see that they're, one of the nicest Europeans I ever met. I was working in Brussels for so long, and I had the privilege of meeting lots of different nationalities. It's a very international city. And I truly have to say that Romanians are among the top 3 nicest people in Europe. And so, whatever your reason for saying anything negative in Romania is, just don't say it in front of me. Go and visit, and then when you spend some time here, we can speak more.
How well do you think British humor gets along with the Romanian humor, and who gets the joke first?
So obviously British humor is very dry, sometimes sarcastic and ironic. I don't know. What do you think, Sandra?
I think that sometimes we get later the joke, the Romanians. Yeah. We have to overthink it a little bit, but at least we will laugh politely.
Laugh politely without understanding what did they actually mean. I get that.
Well, I have to say it because you cannot say it, but that's true. What does England have that Romania doesn't? These are sort of questions that I have to give you some time to think. And what does Romania have that England wished it did?
So Romania has, so England or Britain doesn't have a wild nature like Romania, which is very, very special. Another organization we support is Foundation Carpathia, which is run by Barbara and Christoph Brombergers. And And they try to preserve wildlife in Carpathian mountains, and they try to sort of reintroduce the ecosystems and reintroduce species like beavers and bisons and everything. But they also give jobs to local people. They sort of involve volunteers, which is so important. So it's a real community feeling as well. So this is what I don't think United Kingdom has, the beauty of the wildlife. So when Giles had his last birthday, we went to a cabin in Pietro Craiolo Mountains, okay, with a guide. And we sat there and just there's no one there. It's just like pure nature in this wildest forms. And it was just so beautiful. You can't find it anywhere in Europe.
Are you afraid of bears?
I respect
Romania
bears.
is the bears country now.
I respect bears, and I saw a few of them. And obviously, I don't agree with people feeding them. And you have to respect the animals as well. I mean, they're beautiful. They look like you want to cuddle them, but actually, no.
Then it's a no.
No, it's a no.
Don't go there.
Hard pass, yeah.
Now, tell me about the etiquette and the protocol, and how did you get along with that? And isn't it frightening sometimes? Frightening.
So
you know it now.
Yeah.
But the beginning,
so
perhaps.
I'm thinking about an example I can give you. So for example, in Turkey, when we were in Ankara, late Queen Elizabeth and Prince of Edinburgh were visiting for a state visit.
Yeah.
So we had a big dinner in the presidential palace, and my son was just born. It was 1 week. He was 1 week old, and I went to this gala dinner, which was black tie. So you have to have long dress and everything, but I just gave birth to Matti, and I couldn't fit into any of my clothes. So at the end I was sort of
tried something
different, and that was not according to the protocol. But you have to respect the protocol, because you do have to have some structure, and of course it has its meaning. So yeah.
Were you affected by that, or you thought, okay, that's it. That's the only thing I can do.
That was the only thing I could do, and I didn't think about it twice. Like, you can't, I had a newborn
this is a
baby.
Lesson. This is which is more important, and definitely I think the late Queen would have understand perfectly.
Yeah.
So live your life according to what you feel at that moment, and let go sometimes. This is your lesson you would like to give our viewers.
I don't want to give our viewers any lessons.
Okay.
But
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But it's just that, wearing a wrong clothes to a diplomatic occasion means really nothing. There are more important stuff in life, illnesses or femicide, stuff which actually
are really important.
Really important. So if you call someone Your Majesty instead of Your Royal Highness, it really doesn't matter. I mean, we are all humans after all, and so that is my sort of theory.
I love it, and I believe in it very much. And I think that you have to indulge yourself and understand that to make a mistake is human, and it's not the end of the world. And in Romania, we say, te-ai făcut de râs, when people are laughing at you. And this is what our grandparents were saying. Don't do that. Te faci de râs. which is unhealthy because you all the time think of what the others will think about you.
Yeah.
And this shape the way you live your life, and it's bad. And you end up with a lot of regrets, which I don't want to have a lot of regrets.
No. You can't have regrets. But is this something maybe rooted in the communist society as well? Is it something we were told to do? And exactly. Yeah.
You also had it. You felt like, don't do that. What the neighbors will think about you.
Yeah, and just think about yourself. Don't look left and right. Like it's not your problem, but actually it is. You know, it is all our problems, what's happening around us. And if as I said, if you have a voice, no matter how small or how unimportant it is, you do have to use it.
What do you want your kids to do in life? What do they want to do in life?
So, I mean, I want my kids to be happy. That is
the fundamental.
I want my kids to be people who respect other people, who respect each other. And I mean, you know, I like every parent probably thinks that about their children, but I think that we achieved that. I'm really proud of them. They're really, really exceptional young adults, and I do admire them, how they sort of handled being alone in London and Bristol as well, and how they try to fight their way into life.
If the embassy had a guilty pleasure playlist, what 3 songs would absolutely be on it?
Oh my goodness. Sandra,
do you like music?
So difficult. Yeah. I do like music. We when we have parties, we always fight with Giles which music to play. So I like dancing music, like ABBA and, you know, and Waterloo and stuff. And my husband likes The Cure. And we both like Nick Cave, who, by the way, will come to Romania, which is amazing. Yeah, well, guilty pleasure song as the embassy, you mean?
Yes,
in the embassy. I have no idea. So sorry. My mind is blank.
Yeah, like, so no guilty pleasure.
No guilty pleasure.
From the music point of view, guilty pleasure.
I have some of my favorites, but otherwise I'm not. Well, I played piano for 12 years when I was little.
You do?
I did. When I was.
You have to help me convince my daughter to love the piano.
Yeah.
First, when she was 4.5, she said, I want piano. And she's taking piano lessons. And now she's telling me, I'm doing that for you. Yeah. I don't like it. I say, please finish what you started, because I don't want to let her. I don't know how to play piano, but it doesn't matter that. She liked it. Yeah. She's talented, the teacher is saying.
Well, if she's talented.
I would like to help her understand that when you start something, you have to finish it. Yeah. At least, I said, you can say that you don't like the piano when you know how to play the piano. Then you would decide, I like it or not. Yeah. Now, when it's difficult, but she likes the applause on stage because they have recitals.
Oh, they do.
And she loves
she loves the attention as well.
Of course, but then she's like, it's hard. I don't want to do it anymore. How could I help her? Tell me.
How can you help her? So, my parents were like you.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You have to do it. Piano is such a nice. So my mom never played, and you know, she was tone deaf, and so now my daughter will play, and so. For 12 years, I was practicing piano, and it was great. Like, it's great that you can sort of play, and we have a piano in the residence, and but I don't play anymore. But what it taught me is a love for classical music as well,
which is good and necessary in your job and everything.
Yes.
And I'm telling my daughter, you have to look at the piano like a friend. And suddenly, from nowhere, she's saying, "Mommy, I don't look at the piano like a friend. It's not my friend." Okay, just learn it.
Well,
I'm exaggerating now.
Of course.
I'm trying to encourage her to finish what she began. Is it bad? Is it good? Is it?
Listen, everyone has to do what everyone has to do. So I was forcing my daughter playing piano as well, and It was so funny because, well, I don't think she had a talent, bless her. Like, she's amazing, but she's not one for playing piano. And then the day when she had the last lesson, the piano teacher came to me and she was hugging me and she was like crying with happiness that, you know, that was over.
It's the end.
Yeah. And my daughter said, like, you know, and this is because you forced me to something I didn't want to do. But actually, I'm really grateful to my parents that they forced me to play piano. And I can say it with absolute honesty, because it's not just the piano. It's, you know, it's the whole sort of thing around it. It's the opera, it's the classical music, but it's also...
And it's also helping the two hemispheres work together. This is one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like it now. I mean.
Well, I mean, you have to sort of say you are the mum, and I think that mum always knows, right?
I know. She likes it. She likes the success.
Exactly.
She doesn't always like, but who does?
Yeah.
The hard part. You need to practice. At least 10 minutes every day.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Well, at least 10 minutes. I remember
at least
my practices
10 minutes.
was like half an hour. And,
And what would you say to Lucie at 15? If you have in front of you Lucie at 15 or Lucie at 25, what would you say to her?
That's an amazing question. I would tell myself to not take myself so seriously, because when you're 25, you know, and you know you're a young adult, you just don't know anything about life, and I would just say, just enjoy it, and you know, even a failure can be a strength. You have to sort of let that go, because that wasn't meant to be, and you have to, you know, stay positive but not worry about stuff too much. That's what I would tell myself.
It's great. What would you change to Bucharest if you would be able to change?
Okay, this is a controversial. I would put Bucharest next to the sea.
I suppose I'm with you in that. I want to live near the sea. I love the sea.
I would love walks by the sea.
Yes, I would do that. Let's.
But seriously speaking, I don't think I would change anything. Like I really think that what's inspirational about Romania is also the people, and absolutely serious that Romanian people are so nice and so proud of being Romanian. Like it really is great to hear, and to hear the stories about, you know, okay, I maybe went to England but I came back, and so, you know, I wouldn't change anything. You have a great country. Mulțumesc.
Thank you very much. Eu mulțumesc. What else you think the Romanian women need to encourage them to find their voice and to fight for that? Yeah. Was it hard for you to find your voice?
I mean, you know, everyone goes through a personal development and through a personal stages. Sometimes you worry about yourself too much, and you focus on things which really doesn't matter. So I would just say, you know, work on yourselves and believe in yourselves, because if you do, lots of things are possible, but also you do have a voice and you can persuade, you know, whomever you want about whatever you want. So no matter how young or old you are, if you want to do a job which you don't think you would get, I would always say go for it, and you know, be yourself, of course, prepare, but like give it all. So confidence, and a passion, individuality is always.
Have you ever felt that you're not good enough?
I mean, in the beginning, when, you know, I was part of the diplomatic thing, I do remember that some people were thinking, oh, she's from, Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic. And I felt like, I think it's amazing that I was actually raised in communism and I married someone who was on the other side of the Iron Curtain. And here I am as a wife of the British ambassador in Romania. So it's like a romantic story, isn't it?
Is. You were meant to be. You were meant to be. You've met in Prague and then both of you in Brussels and so. Yeah. How did you learn English? Was it a challenge for you?
I mean, I had even during communism, my parents had a friend who spoke English very well, so he taught me privately at home, and then maybe because I played piano for so long, it's the ear for music, and so I could
have sworn that you are born in Great Britain. The language, the accent, everything. But your mother tongue is Czech.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, what would you say in Romanian to our friends who are watching now? Would you like to say a few words in Romanian?
Okay, well, I can try, Alessandra. So I would just say, voi continua să promovez România în tot ce fac. Vreau să arăt tuturor cât de frumoasă este România și cât de frumoși și prietenoși sunt românii. Mulțumesc foarte mult, România, pentru că ne-ai primit așa de bine și ne-ai făcut să ne simțim acasă.
Great! Mulțumesc mult de tot! Îți mulțumesc mult pentru prietenia ta și pentru ora asta pe care am petrecut-o împreună. Te îmbrățișez. Mulțumesc!
Mulțumesc frumos!